My name is Lee. I'm going to be your trip leader today. Just want to go over a few important safety things before we get started on the river. It's important to have your life jackets on and buckled nice and tight all day today. The only time you can take your life jackets off is at lunchtime. All right, number 2, you guys all have paddles today, right? All right, those paddles are to be used for paddling only. If you fall out of the raft today in fast-moving whitewater, you want to float on your back with your nose and your toes to the sky. It's important to never stand up at the bottom of the river, so always keep your feet up if you fall out. You want to keep your feet in front of you to use them as bumpers off of rocks, so you can push off the rocks as you go downstream. And then you'll want to get back into a raft as soon as possible. The best way to pull someone back into a raft is to lean on the edge of the tube and put your elbows under their armpits, and then lean back into the raft using your body weight to pull them in on top of you. Those center tubes in the raft are not seats. They're to keep the raft from folding up on itself. You want to make sure you're sitting on the outside tubes of the raft, so scoot yourselves to the outsides. So we have 2 different types of strokes that we're going to be doing today. First, we want to put our hand on top of the T-grip and our other hand down by the blade. To do a forward stroke, you're going to lean forward, put the blade in the water, pull it back to your hip, and repeat. For a backstroke, you put the paddle behind you and then push the water to your hip and repeat. In order to turn the raft to the left, the captain is going to say, left side back paddle. So everybody on the left side of the raft, that's you guys, you're all going to back paddle together. The raft will turn to the left, and then you guys will paddle all forward together in the direction you want to go. Same thing with the right. If you want to turn to the right, everybody on the right side is going to back paddle, and you guys will turn to the right. Also on our trip today, we have Jimmy Z, and he's going to go over a few more important things with you.
All right, thank you, Lee. My name is Jimmy Z, and I'm here to talk to you about the most important part of your day as far as I'm concerned, and that is your lunch. You want to keep your lunch nice and dry. Your lunch bucket is all white and it has a lid. What you want to do is put your lunch inside the bucket, put the lid on it, and seal it up so there's no openings. Pick it up, inspect it. If you see an opening, go ahead and tap it down, and that way your bucket will be nice and sealed and your lunch will be dry.
So we have 3 other guides on the river with us today. In the front of the trip, we're going to have a lead guide. The lead guide is going to be like your mother duck out there today. You want to follow them wherever they go. So if they go to the right side of the river, you go to the right side of the river. They're going to also ask you to pull over at certain places and hold on to a branch. So please, when they tell you to stop, pull all the way over to the side and grab a hold of something so that you don't keep floating down the river. In the middle of the trip, you're going to have rove guides that are going to be doing things like this, or like this, or like this. Okay, we're not waving at you. What we're trying to do is get you to go in a certain direction. The rove guides are going to be pointing you away from different things that you don't want to hit, or pulling you different ways so that you'll hit the best whitewater. So make sure you look for those rove guides and go where they're telling you to go. In the very back of the trip, we're going to have a sweep guide. So if you're having trouble in the back of the trip, just look for your sweep guide. We're going to have 2 different kinds of rocks out there today. We're going to have big rocks that you're going to see from really far away, and little rocks that you might not see until you're already stuck on them. If for some reason your raft is going to hit one of these big rocks, what everybody wants to do is lean into it. If everybody leans into the rock, the raft will hit off and go on its way. However, if everybody leans away from the rock like they're scared of it, it'll get heavy on the wrong side and you could end up flipping over. So what we want to do is make sure we lean into the big rocks. The little rocks you might not know you're stuck on until they're right under your raft and you realize you're not moving anymore. So what you want to do first is bounce up and down. If everybody bounces up and down together in the raft will bounce along off of the rocks. Another thing you can try and do is grab the sides of the raft on the ropes and try and pull on them a little bit to get it off. And if none of that works, you guys want to shift your weight. For example, if the rock is underneath the front of the raft, everybody should stand up and move to the very back of the raft. The same thing will apply if the rock is in the back of the raft. Everyone will stand up and move to the front, and the raft will float off of the rock.
Just in case that doesn't work, if you tried bouncing, you tried moving around, you tried pulling on the ropes, if that still doesn't work and you're still stuck, don't worry, help is on the way. The sweep guide. I'm going to come up to you, paddle up to your raft, maybe move your weight around, help you balance, pull on your ropes, and I'm going to get you off that rock. All right, thank you very much for your attention. Are we ready to have a great time today? Yeah! All right, are we ready to have some fun? Yeah! All right, let's go rafting.
In order to put the raft into the river, everyone is going to get out of the raft and put your paddles inside the raft. Then you'll want to lift the raft by the ropes and carry it straight into the water until it's floating. Then everybody will get into the raft and head downstream. Be sure to pay attention to your guides because they may ask you to pull over so that your group can get together.
Yeah!